We finally have release details and new episode 7 previews that start with an official announcement we were given from the show's creator, Gooseworks, over on a recent live stream she was a part of with one of the voice actors for the show. It turns out during this live stream she told us, for starters, how Glitch actually wanted to get the rest of the Digital Circus episodes out as quickly as they could, wanting to avoid the whole situation that happened between the Digital Circus and their other shows earlier this year, as this longer wait for episodes caused by going back and forth between the shows caused a sort of backlash from some fans who couldn't handle waiting the few extra months. But with this out of the way now, we know that the remaining episodes of the Digital Circus, episodes 7, 8, and 9, are meant to be coming out next on Glitch, with their other show Gaslight District releasing new episodes after the Digital Circus has been fully wrapped up. Meaning, in terms of the release date of episode 7, we know it's supposed to be sooner rather than later. But when exactly would this date be? Well, going back to this recently released live stream the show's creator was a part of, she ended up revealing more huge information that narrows down the expected time frame a lot. As for starters, we know episode 7 is actually going to take a shorter amount of time than episode 6 took to be fully finished up behind the scenes and released. As in this live stream, Gooseworks told us how there was a few extra problems involved for the 6th episode that the 7th one wouldn't have. As she said, how Glitch had to work with an entirely new team added to their production for episode 6 that were mainly there to help with the fact that episode 6 was the longest episode of the show. With an episode length of over 30 minutes, some extra help was required to make sure everything was still coming out when it needed to, meaning Gooseworks had to teach and guide this new team that were helping first, explaining the certain style and vision she had for the show, as they just started helping for episode 6. But with this extra complication finally out of the way here for episode 7, which we know is also going to be an extra long episode, over 30 minutes, Glitch is going to have a lot less behind the scenes to actually do to get this one ready. She told us how the previous one was essentially delayed and that things moving forward would be a lot faster, but what would this tell us about the exact release date we should be expecting here? Well, along with this new info, which we'll get into later on, we also get a massive preview into what we should expect to see in episode 7 too. As with no season preview this time around to spoil the adventure, many people have no idea what to expect here. But it turns out a fan summarized for us how we were finally given early details from the show's creator. They tell us how Goose has confirmed that episode 7 is gonna make the right people very angry. I hope that episode makes some people mad. I'm really excited for people's reaction to that one. It's going to make a certain type of fan angry because of it, meaning something in episode 7 is meant to show us certain scenes that make some people angry, similar to how Jack's fans were angry to see how he seemed to change in a big way and show this new side to him that came out during his big fight with Pomni in episode 6. But what exactly would this scene in episode 7 be that makes a certain type of fan of the show angry? Well, we're actually given more details towards this answer through the same original fan explaining how more info of what is probably gonna hurt or make people angry according to Goose. She also said in the stream that she felt bad for the nice, wholesome people on Tumblr and that she doesn't want to hurt them. But what exactly does this tell us will happen in episode 7? Well, we know early that this big event in the next episode that makes people upset will 100% involve Jax, showing how he's gonna lash out more and overall be a lot more chaotic than normal, as we were also given more details about him behind the scenes that fit exactly what we're expecting to see in episode 7. It turns out the show's creator already revealed how we still hadn't seen the worst thing Jax has ever done, meaning that this angry reaction in episode 7 that the show's creator told us about could be directed towards fans of the show who specifically support Pomni and Jax being a strong duo. As we've seen in episode 6 already, how Jax has been doing everything in his power to assure Pomni that this will never happen and that he can't fully connect to anyone in the circus because he simply isn't capable of doing so. But with Pomni seemingly not giving up on Jax even after their big argument in the 6th episode, we're expecting this same sort of argument to happen again in episode 7, but a lot worse than before this time. As again, we're already told how it's going to make certain fans of the show angry and likely involve Jax in some way as well. But going back to the exact release date we're expecting for episode 7, we know the last episode, episode 6, took a total of around 2 months to be released, including all the delays behind the scenes that actually made things take slightly longer than they were supposed to. Meaning without these delays, all we need to know is how far along Glitch are with the whole process behind the scenes, which we were actually told about, after all, by Gooseworks, who put out this post a little while ago telling us how the table read and finalizing of part of the 9th episode was somewhat finished already a month ago. Table read for episode 9 went as planned. I love this cast. Also kind of teasing how this 9th finale episode is definitely gonna be more of a sad one. But this statement also revealed how enough work behind the scenes has been put into this 9th episode that episode 7 has to be a lot closer than we originally thought to also being done. And going back to our original statements from Gooseworks, we know episode 7 has to be released before October, as it has to be a shorter wait than 2 months, meaning the expected release window for the 7th episode would be mid to late September, around September 14th the earliest, as we know the production towards the show has ramped up a lot towards getting these episodes out as quickly as they can, while also ensuring the quality gets better and better. But our most important update was the fact that we were given another massive teaser towards the 7th episode that revealed to us that a massive change from the previous episodes will start here. How we're expecting a massive plot twist, and it turns out the show's creator even revealed everything we should expect towards this big episode 7 moment for us early. A fan of the show summarized this new info for us as well, saying how Goose confirmed that she's going to pull a Rose Diamond moment later on in the show, essentially meaning that we're expecting to see a very massive plot twist in the show that causes some sort of big change. As in a recent live stream she was a part of, she ended up confirming to us that she's been subtly setting up foreshadowing for a somehow iconic revelation and various things, so when the show ends, it can be satisfying watching it on rewatch. Meaning there's definitely meant to be a massive twist getting set up, but what exactly would we be expecting the big plot twist to be in the first place? Well, it turns out I'm able to put together everything we're given about the situation early for you into this video right here. So for the full story on episode 7 and what we know, make sure to check it out.